That's bull, you know what. Long story. That's pretty good. And she is walking across America. That would make me panic if I lived down that road. Like, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and welcome if you're new. I'm Shiloh. I am 52, and I recently graduated with my PhD, and then I unexpectedly got laid off that same month, working for a nonprofit organization. So I'm out here DoorDashing to earn grocery money while I am working on my career. So if you want to learn more, you can go back and watch previous videos, because I'm not going to rehash it right here. So this dash today is going to be the continuation of some research I decided to do. Research, air quotes. I just wanted to do some comparisons in my market area. So Tuesday I did an 11 to 1 peak lunch dash, and the parameters were $1 a mile, no $2 orders, and then just taking note of mileage, and then figuring out how much gas that would be. And then now I'm going to do a Sunday 11 to 1 peak lunch, and then compare the stats with the Tuesday one, the weekday. So basically we're comparing a weekday to a weekend to see if there is any significant difference. There's a lot of variables, so this isn't like any kind of hard science or anything. It was just something I decided to do just for my own curiosity and trying to figure out my market area for when the best time to dash is. And again, it can be hit or miss no matter where you are, or all of that, but I was just curious, and I thought maybe it could help other dashers, and then kind of show everybody out there just some of what dashers deal with. So yeah, we're gonna get going on this dash. It's not quite 11 o'clock right now, so I will take note of my mileage once I get going on this dash. So I'll see you in a bit. So I wasn't going to include this current order I'm on in this research, but I just went in and they said it just went in the oven, it's going to be 10 minutes, which would make it around 11 o'clock. So I am going to include this one. It's $8.50 plus, so it means there's a hidden tip. That's usually doesn't mean much. It can be anywhere from 25 cents, up. So so we're gonna wait for that. It's it said 3.6 miles, but I was a good 2 miles, I think, from the store, from Papa John's. So it should be pretty close. So that's a pretty good order. Like, even if it was 3.5 miles, it's still a pretty decent order. So I'm just gonna go in there and wait for it. Yep, I was right. Oh wow, it's so worn out. It's only going 3 minutes away. So, which way on Van Gieson? Okay. Yeah, it's only going it's less than 2 miles. So that is really good, especially for the tip amount. So yay! A positive order. And it's nice and hot because it just came out of the oven. Because I sat and waited for it. Probably could have unassigned it, but meh. It was a good
In
order.
600 feet, turn right onto Wright Avenue. In a quarter mile, turn left onto Willard Avenue. Turn left onto Willard Avenue.
Okay. Map says it's 2 to 10 minutes. So hopefully it will be a busy day. 2 to 10 is not great, but it's also better than the 3 to 11 it was saying when I started. And now we're in Richland, so this is where I will remain until an order takes me elsewhere. I wish all the pretty flowering trees would stay flowering. It's sad how short it is before they're all like lose their flowers, because it makes it so pretty everywhere. More and more trees are starting to get green. It is colder today though. It's cloudy and definitely has a chill, which I don't mind. Oh. Alright. We're just gonna wait for another order. I'm not sure where I want to stage. Based on the map, it's not a great hot zone. Like, the map itself, the hot zone is pretty narrow, small and narrow. So we'll see. I don't know. I feel like I might not be as talkative today for this video. It's been kind of a rough weekend. Some of you may know, we lost my dad, like, well, Friday, today's Sunday, Friday was the 1 month anniversary of losing him. And if anything, it just seems to get harder. Like, the longer he's gone, the more I miss him. So it was kind of a rough weekend. I did record the song that I found that I wanted to record, and then I put it to a slideshow. And I'll be posting that today after I go listen to it with my family. Well, basically at the same time. 770, 5.9 miles from Brucci, so we're gonna take that. It's just up the street a little bit. So yeah, anyway, you can go listen to that. I'll put a link to my singing channel. Again, if you've been watching my videos, then you know that I pursued my singing, but decided not to after a few months. Anyway, so I'll post a link to it and you can go listen. There's a little video clip before the song starts. because I think it just shows like how funny my dad was. Like he was hilarious. He always had us laughing. So anyway, you can go hear it if you want. I'll put a link. I'm gonna go get this order from Brewgees. It's right up ahead. And I'll see you soon. Okay. Didn't I say... I'm gonna go look. Didn't it say it was... This is how DoorDash just... Yeah.
Turn left.
So
Then
this
turn
is how
right.
DoorDash can be very annoying. So when I took the order, which is... It's only like a quarter mile up the road. It said 5.9 miles, 770. But now... It's 6.36 miles going to West Richland and 14 minutes away. That's bull, you know what? Bull crap. Because that barely, I mean, I still probably would have accepted it with the parameters. It's $1 a mile. But it's so deceiving. Okay, here we go. I was curious if the flooding was any better. No. Well, no. No, it's not. I thought the flooding maybe would be a little better, but no. No, it's not. It is still very much flooded. I tried to take some footage. I don't know if it captured any of it. I'll know when I edit this, but if you saw in my previous videos where I did show it, it's the same. It still has several roads closed because the whole road is underwater. That would make me panic if I lived down that road. Like, there's no other way in or out, so I don't know how those people are leaving their home, because it's very rural. So I'm curious if there are other ways, like they have to get in and out, like a back road or something maybe. I don't know, but that would freak me out. This is seriously, this order is going so far. Like, it's not only did they deceive me with the miles, but it's a round trip. So, this order is now total crap. Thanks, DoorDash. I know they always say, well, it's just an estimate. Well, how do you get that off? Like, a whole mile off? Like, especially when I was not right next to the restaurant. It's like, come on. Bitch, mon, whatever. It's what I do.
The other irritating thing is I'm pretty sure where this is going, they're very nice, basically brand new homes. And if I know DoorDash and how the pay structure is, this is a $5 tip. Enter the roundabout and take... Continue for 1 mile. Obviously they know those people. That's funny.
realized I forgot to state what my beginning mileage for this Dash was, and it is 427 is the last three. So, anyway, I forgot to put that in here. Okay, onward. Still waiting for an order. It is 11:34. So if you saw in my, I don't remember if it was in the last video or the video before that, but I mentioned finding a recipe for those oatmeal protein balls that I got from Costco, and I wanted to make them myself because it was super expensive. It was like, I think it was like $9 on sale for a small bag of them. It was way too much, but they were really good. Everybody liked them. So I found a recipe and made my own, and it's just the quick cook oats with peanut butter, and you can do honey or maple syrup. I did maple syrup this time, but I think when I make them again, I'm gonna do a combination of honey and maple syrup. So, but they're really good. I'm having this with a banana as like my keep from getting hangry. Because I don't normally eat a meal until I'm done dashing. Like I don't get hungry until like lunchtime. I'm not a morning eater. I have my coffee, and then I don't usually eat until like 11 or 12. And I've just always been like that. It's pretty rare that I wake up hungry or want to eat a breakfast. I usually like to be up for at least a couple hours before I eat. But these are really good if you need like an easy to pack protein snack, or you have teenagers who eat all the time. Like I only got I think 2 of these, and they made like, man, how many did they make? I think like 12 or so. So I'm pretty sure the boy ate most of them. But he's gonna be 18 this week, so he eats a lot. But anyway, they're really good, pretty affordable to make, and they do keep you satiated if you need like a decent protein snack. Alright, got this order, going to McDonald's. It's just okay because of the miles. It's technically falls within the parameters. It's going to Pasco, so at least part of those miles are freeway, so hopefully it doesn't take as long as the one that we just took because of that. And I was like basically across the street from McDonald's, so most of those miles are getting to the customers, so I know I'm really early here. But I'll just wait at the restaurant. People don't use their blinkers. And they're coming in here. Anyway, I'll just wait outside the restaurant instead of waiting where I was. Okay, I was recording. I thought I was recording, but I must have hit it twice and didn't notice. Anyway, this order is going 13 minutes away, so not a whole lot better than the other order. Going to apartments called The Goat, and when they were being built, I initially looked into them because they were close to my family's home. And the apartments we are in right now, we've been in for 6 years, and that was not the plan. We moved in December of 2019, which, as we all know, is right before the world blew up, basically, with the C-19. So the plan was we were just going to be there. We were thinking maybe a year, 2 at the most. And then we were hoping to find a rental home or see where we were at and go from there. But everything happened, like everything shut down. And then once everything started opening up, it's like real estate just exploded and rent skyrocketed. So we got trapped. Our apartments are income controlled. So you can't make over a certain amount to be approved to live there. But once you're there, then you can increase your income and still stay. But because of the whole COVID thing,
in a quarter mile, keep right at the fork.
The rent just kept going up every single year, like by a significant amount, $100 to $150 a month. But our income did not change that much. I was in the process of getting my PhD, working from home for the nonprofit. My husband is on SSDI, so his income, any increase, like cost of living, was taken by any number of things, including
Keep
like
right
Medicare costs.
Then keep left to take Interstate
Anyway.
182 East.
Long story.
Keep left to take
Long story
Interstate
short,
182 East.
I looked into the apartments,
Continue for 3 miles.
and they were an exact replica of our apartments. But for a 1-bedroom, it started at like $1,800 or $1,900 a month. And for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, which was what we have, because when we moved in there, our daughter was still at home, living at home. Their 3-bedroom, 2-bath was like $2,500 a month. So about, what was it back then? And that was when they first were being built. This was years ago. So I don't know what the rent is now. I can't even imagine. But at the time, it was probably $1,200 or $1,300 more per month than our apartments. And I'm not joking. They looked exactly like our apartments. The same layout, the same everything. Like their amenities might have been better, but the apartment looked the same in the photos. I'm like, I'm looking at our apartment, and yet they're charging like that much more. It's ridiculous. So yeah. So we're still at the apartments because to get into a rental home around here is, even for like a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, is probably anywhere from, that accepts pets, it's about $2,000 a
Take exit
month.
7B.
And we pay, as it is, we pay $1,500, a little over $1,500 a month in income controlled apartments. Like, that's how high rent is right now. And to buy a home around here, I think the median right now is about $400,000.
In a half mile, take exit 7B.
Listen, I'm not paying almost $500,000 to live in this area. It's no way. Anyway, yeah. gonna stay there and save money
Continue for 1
and figure
mile.
out what we want to do. Like, because we're just not sure right now. Everything's kind of up in the air with supporting our son while he figures out what he wants to do. He's going to do what's called a super senior or 5th year senior, so he can continue doing Running Start because he started late. Just him trying to figure out what he wants to do, you know, not wasting time, energy, or any kind of money on college until he knew what he wanted to do. And we encouraged that with both our kids, because we made mistakes when we were younger. And I know I should have taken some time off or something after high school, because I really didn't know for sure what I wanted to do. And then I went to a church college, a private university, which was fine, except I was just kind of guessing what I wanted to do, you know? Like, I don't want to ramble about this too long, but I just don't think it's wise to just tell kids, well, just, you know, graduate high school and then go to college, even if you don't know what you want to do. Don't do that. Like, especially nowadays with how much college costs and all the changes that are going on, there is very limited financial support for college these days. Taking time to
turn left onto Burns Road.
Work and save money and actually figure out like what you want to do and even who you are. Like, you don't know who you are for the most part after graduating high school. You haven't even lived on your own yet.
Turn left onto Burns Road.
Anyway, I could ramble about that for a while, but we encourage both our kids to take the time and figure out what they wanted to do. There was no rush. We weren't going to kick them out. That's ridiculous.
In a half mile, turn left onto Road 108.
Especially as teenagers. So, but they're both figuring it out. And yeah, that's where we're at. And we're almost to the location, which means I've been talking for a long time. After I said, I don't know how I'm talking about I'm going to be. Anyway, let's drop this off. Okay, I accepted this order, and again, this is technically going to be $1 a mile because I have to go in this direction anyway to get back to a zone because I'm way outside of a zone. So even though it says 8.6 miles or whatever, I'm a good 2 miles from the location because I'm so far. That took me so far out of a zone. Like, I'm not even where this coffee shop isn't even all the way to the zone I would have gone back to. So that's why I took it, because I know technically it'll be $1 a mile, because I have to head back to a zone anyway. Like, so anyway, that's why I took it. It's on the other side of the freeway. And then I'm not sure where it's going. I didn't really pay attention. Okay, I'm not gonna mess up on this roundabout again. I'm taking the outside like I'm supposed to. Even though it almost looks like it's gonna take me to the freeway, it doesn't. Yay me!
not sitting through that line.
This is going further than the last order that went 13 minutes for 6.6 miles. This is 9 minutes for 6.8 miles. So you see how that was $1 a mile technically for the order, because I knew a lot of, or some of those miles was just getting
Turn
back
right
to the
onto
zone.
Broadmoor Boulevard. Then take the Interstate 182 East ramp.
All right, it's going to Pasco, but I think it's going to, like not West Pasco, but an actual Pasco.
Come on, do the locomotion with me. Do the locomotion. Come on, do the locomotion with me. Locomotion.
Turn right onto North 20th Avenue.
Going 7 minutes away, and it's a hand it to with a pin. It's going to Kennewick too, which is actually where I was heading when I got this order.
Turn right onto West Lewis Street.
So that's nice. I didn't have to go to Kennewick without an order.
Continue for 1 mile.
And I was just about to get there was a light I had to go through, and after you go through that light, it's pretty much the point of no return. Like, you're committed at that point to go over the bridge to Kennewick. So I wouldn't have been able to take this order if I had done that. I mean, I could have, but I would have had to go all the way over the bridge
Take the US 395 ramp.
and turn all the way back around. So I got it just in the nick of time. That one was a hand it to, so I did not film. It is done. It's 12:34. So, gonna see if I get like maybe one more order before the stash will be done. It won't be done for me, but it'll be done for this part of the research, the 11 to 1. So to see what we did, where our mileage ended up being at. So we'll see. Oh, I'm kind of tired. Wow, we got this really good order. 1150 plus to go like not quite 5 miles from Panda. That's pretty good. Cha-ching. Heading there now. This is going back to Pasco. Back and forth, and that is a little more difficult from where we are because I can only turn right onto the road right there. Pretty sure, yeah. So I have to go.
Drive south, then turn.
Basically, I have to get turned around
Turn
somehow.
right,
I'm gonna try
then
this
turn
way
right.
against how they're saying
Turn right.
to do it. Because the way they're telling me to do it,
Drive
it's
southwest.
not possible.
Then, in 300 feet, turn right onto West Clearwater Avenue.
Can I?
Turn right onto West Clearwater Avenue.
Oh, I can't.
Then make a left
I
U-turn,
have to
if
do a
permitted.
U-turn. So I'm going.
Make a left U-turn to stay on West Clearwater Avenue, if permitted.
Was that legal? I don't know.
Turn left onto US 395, North US 395.
Man, lots of homelessness. Oh, that reminds me. I wanted to give a shout out to a YouTube channel I found. So this gal is kind of local to us. She's from Post Falls, Idaho, which is only 2.5 hours from us. And it's actually like near Coeur d'Alene, which is one of our go-to like getaway places. We love Coeur d'Alene. Anyway, she flew to Florida and she is walking across America as a fundraiser for a non-profit organization called Back on Your Feet, which helps homeless or houseless, whatever you want to call it, people get back on their feet, whether it's getting them into rehab for addictions or
Continue for 2 miles.
you know, just whatever the situation may be. So I wanted to give her a big shout out. I think she's called Rin on the Road. I will link her channel in the description. I meant to do this on the last video and I just completely spaced it. But thankfully she put out a video yesterday and I watched it, so it kind of reminded me that I wanted to do a shout out. Anyway, so go give her a sub and watch her videos. I just think it's so cool what she's doing. She's really close to my daughter's age. I think she's like a year older than my daughter. And I know if my daughter could physically do it, she would do something like that. I would have done something like that if in my 20s like that, if YouTube had been a thing, like if there was a way to get it out there. And anyway, her story is really cool, so just go check it out, give her a follow, and maybe tell her how you got to her channel too. Anyway, she's really, so far she's been actually really fun to watch too. She's met some really amazing people along the way. There's people helping her. So yeah, anyway, go check her out. It's really cool. Okay, we got 5 minutes left. So I'm gonna pop this in at some point in the video because I forgot that I didn't do fun fact or story of the day. I had to pause and come back because I got an order. So this is not this is a story. This is not a fun fact. With both of my children, at the end of the pregnancy / birth, I basically came close to dying
In a quarter
each
mile,
child.
turn left onto South 40.
With my daughter, both pregnancies were fine up until the birth. With my daughter, I had to have them break my water because she was 2 weeks overdue, and I was having her at a birth center, and I didn't want to have to be transferred to another provider at the hospital. I had a midwife at a birth center, so they broke my water and I went into labor, and everything was fine except she came out what they call sunny side up, and with her hand in front of her face. And basically, as she came out, warning, TMI, if you don't want to hear a birth story, like fast forward. But as she came out, she basically tore me to shreds all the way out. So of course we didn't know that until I just kept losing blood. And the midwives at one point asked me how I was feeling, and I turned my head to answer, and the whole room started spinning. So they called an ambulance, and the birth center is right next door to a hospital. So they took me to the hospital, and I didn't know at first that they called the crash cart for me because my blood pressure was so low. But they did, and it was in the room. But everyone around me, like my midwives and everyone, were just trying to keep me distracted and focused on them and not like what was going on, so that I wouldn't like get scared. But anyway, it turned out that they called in a surgeon. Thankfully he was like one of the best, and I had to be reconstructed from inside out. So I ended up needing 1,000 stitches, and eventually I needed, I think, 4 units of blood. I'm O negative, so I have to have O negative blood. So yeah, I was so weak that I couldn't lift my arms or legs off the bed because I had lost so much blood. And I tried not to get a blood transfusion, but they said the recovery process would be very long without it, and I was so weak that I did opt to get the blood transfusion. So I think I had 4 units total. But yeah, and then with my son, it wasn't anything like that. I actually ended up right towards the end of the pregnancy. I think I was like a week away from due date. I ate something, and they think he must have moved like right at the wrong time after I ate, and it caused either a blockage or a twist or something. And so I started having like really concerning symptoms, and we thought I was in labor. It turned out that I wasn't going into labor, other than the intestinal stuff caused me to go into kind of a labor, but it was not progressive. So I went to the hospital, obviously, and again, I had a midwife, but I also had a backup OB because of what happened with my daughter. So I had to go to a different hospital than I wanted to, because that's where my OB was on for that day. So I got checked in on April 1st, and I was like, no, I'm not going to be born on April 1st. No. And so they did a bunch of testing. They could not figure out what was wrong, because all the testing they could do safely with him still in me was just not showing them what was going on. So they ended up, they had to induce me. And I had an epidural, because I had already been up for so long by that point that it was either they were going to do a C-section and just get him out and figure out what was going on, or if I wanted to have him without a C-section, then I needed to get some rest. And so I opted for that. And they gave me too much. It numbed me from my chest down, which made me completely wig out. So, fired a nurse who wouldn't listen to me. I had to basically demand to see my OB, and he told them to cut the epidural off at that point because I was so close to giving birth. And as I was puking pretty bad by that time, and it wasn't normal puke. I won't go into the details. So, I was ready. I was fully dilated. I was ready to give birth. So they were having me scooch down, and I gotta hurry this up. They had me scooch down. I had to puke one more time, and he came shooting out of me. And then I had a tube down up my nose to let my intestines rest for a week before everything resolved, thankfully without surgery. And then I got to go home. So 2 traumatic births, and I was done. Okay, I gotta go shop. All right, I got that dropped off, and I am headed back to Kennewick. I still have my dash on because I'm gonna see if I get any more orders, but the orders for this part of the, and here I am getting another order. Please hold. So the dash for this video is done, and I'm gonna say my ending mileage is 475 because I'm about 6 miles or so from, is it 6? Something like that. It'll be close enough. So for the end of this dash, and then I'll have all the stats up there. So I want to thank you for being here again and for watching.
Drive east in a quarter mile. Turn left onto North 28th Avenue.
Going, but I forgot to hit the directions. Anyway, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I'm getting closer to being monetized. The last I looked, I had 790 subs, and I need 1,000. I don't know what my watch hours are at because I am in a review process
28th Avenue.
For being partially monetized for memberships and super chats, and it takes a while.
Continue
for that.
For a half mile.
So I don't know
Drive north on North 28th Avenue for
where
a half
I
mile.
am it doesn't matter because I have to have the 1,000 subs anyway. I should be pretty close to the 4,000 watch hours. So thank you all so much for watching and for commenting. Please continue to do that because I really enjoy interacting with everyone. Please be kind in the comments. There's no like...
In a quarter mile.
I want this community to be a positive one. There's no room or reason to be negative or rude or unkind. Like, I understand this isn't for everybody. Just, you know, just don't watch. You don't feel you need to leave a comment letting anybody else know that it's not for you. So anyway, because I'll just mute you. Then you can't
turn left
comment
onto West Court
anymore.
Street.
So I will finish the video here so you guys don't have to keep listening to her give me directions to the next order pickup, but and I will see you in the next video. I hope you have a great week coming up, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.